Assalamu alaikum, Oasis Circle. Today we have a very special guest, and we're going to talk about his book, Mansa Suliman Al Kushi, and this book, Countrypreneur. But even more so than the book, this brother actually has developed a country. It sits between Egypt and Sudan, and we're going to talk about the whole process of this happening, pan-Africanism, and how the brother came to acquire this land, which is approximately the size of Rhode Island. So for me, this is going to be a very enlightening, intelligent, encouraging discussion because I know this brother and I know the process of 30 years, and I wish him nothing but the best, alhamdulillah. Brother Mansa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about let me pronounce this right, Bin Tawil.
Bertowil.
Bertowil.
Yes.
Well, you're fluent in Arabic.
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, I'm fluent in Brooklyn. So this land sits between Egypt and Sudan.
Yes.
Okay. And it was unclaimed. And you claimed it. It's about the size of Rhode Island, correct?
Yeah, about 22 times up in Manhattan, yes.
So how did you get to claim it?
Yeah, so I say it's pretty straightforward because there is so many international laws that are in place in order to become a country. Some people colonize others to become a country. Some people conquer others. Some people, most of it are done by wars to be able, and some people get their country through separation from others. I went there with some African Americans, and we went there and we planted the flag.
What year was this?
That was 1993.
Right, but how did you? This is a bad word because it brings Columbus back to me. But how did you discover the land?
Well, it's the time we start studying. We were not studying about the land. We were studying about the Black Wall Streets of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we realized that Black Wall Street was built out of unity, even though later on it was destroyed. It was the tragedy, I can say, that happens in the U.S. soil, bombing American in their own soil by some group of people. So studying the Black Wall Streets, we decided maybe we should find a new place to build a new Wall Streets. And during that process, we found out that there were land between Egypt and Sudan called Bir Tawil that was not proclaimed by anybody. So we decided to go to Sudan and go and figure it out. And upon arrive there, we, of course, asked Egyptians and Sudanese about this particular place. It was owned by any of this government. And the answer was no. So we end up planting the flag and proclaimed the place in a peaceful way.
But the land is. I'm trying to. Why I know the Sudanese government governs it, and the Egyptian government controls it, or how did that process happen?
None of that. Nobody governed the territory. Nobody controls it.
But there's two tribes there. One is Abada.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the tribe?
Ababda, yes.
Yeah, see, I did it in Brooklyn East. And what's the second tribe?
The second tribe is the Kushites, the Nubian.
Okay. Now, those two tribes have historic ties to the land. So did you have to talk to them?
Yes, I spoke to them, us actually being part of the same tribe. Ababda tribe came from the Arabian Gulf, while the Kushites are original African and the Nubians who were in that place.
So you're a part of one of these tribes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now that the plot thickens, which tribe are you a part of?
The Kushites.
So your personal history is to Sudan?
It's attached to the Kush land.
You got to elaborate, brother. You know,
Yes. Kush land used to be Sudan used to be part of Kush land.
right.
Part of Egypt, the southern part where the Nubians are today, used to be part of the Kush land. Ethiopia used to be part of Kush
Kush.
land, and so forth. The Kushites were, as we know, the Kush is the grandson of Prophet Noah. This is the biblical history. And the son of Cush is Nimrod, who crossed the border and went all the way to Babylon and built the Tower of Babel. So the Kushites are all over the places, they're all over the world. And through the DNA, people can find out where they're from today.
So you traced your DNA to Kush.
That's correct.
Does this give you any relationship to the land? Is that why you were able to claim this land?
That's part of why. That's part of why we claim the land. But more important things, the main drive for it is the history of unity, including the Kushite by themselves. What made them successful? The Kingdom of Kush was very successful based on the unity among themselves. And when you look at Black Wall Street here, during that time, what made them successful is that we used to have each other. That unity is the one who's driving the whole force of the Kingdom of Kush today.
So now it's known as the Kingdom of Kush.
Correct.
This land that sits between Egypt and Sudan.
Yes.
And the process of you and your compadres obtaining the land was you had to have a discussion with the government of Sudan and the government of Egypt.
Correct.
And the fact that this was unclaimed land has something to do with colonization that took place, because it wasn't colonized by the British. They just left it alone.
Yes.
Okay, what happened on June 13th, 1993?
On June 13, 1993 was the day we planted the flag and proclaimed this territory.
And this was after discussions with both the government of Egypt and the government of Sudan.
Yes. So discussing with the government of Sudan and Egypt, it wasn't an official thing because the two countries have an issue on the area called Halab and Shalatin. This is during the colonial era. That's when the British was dividing these places. So they made a line between these two countries, and Bertowil was created, and Halab and Shalatin was created. So this particular piece of land, they want each country to take one, but both claim the other side of Shalatin and Halab simply because it's bigger and it's right by the Red Sea. So geographically, it's much more have value to them than this particular uh, piece of land called Birtawil. So since 1884, 1885 Berlin Conference, this Birtawil area remains unclaimed till 1993, which is June 13th. That's when we went there and proclaimed that territory to make it as a new nation for especially African people of African descent, African Americans, for African diaspora, and also other Africans in the continent.
No, I understand the theory, and the practice, because it's actually happening. But I'm trying to get to the root of my issue. Is there were two tribes there, so you had to talk to them in order to make this happen, correct?
Yes, we work with these tribes. They work with us. When we were friends, when there were nobody in there. It was empty land. Nobody was living there, right? We are the one who planted the flag and put a tent because we didn't have a house, so we put a tent, and we start to move in and doing some work. Then we back and forth. Of course, we stay and we leave. Those flags we've been flown away. The tent, some people come and take it. But anytime we come there, we put a new tent and a new flag.
Now, the government of Sudan is destabilized right now because of the war that's happening there and the famine. Has that approached the Kingdom of Kush in any way? The war, the famine, the people?
Approach, I don't know if that's the word, but affect maybe.
Yeah.
That does affect us because we have incredible people in Sudan. And most of them are the one actually helping us building in the kingdom. And of course, during the war, things start to change, including our suppliers were coming from Sudan, and everything stopped. So we have to ship most of the supply back to Egypt and start buying from Egypt. So yes, the war in Sudan does affect us in the Kingdom of Kush.
So you're working with the government of Sudan in some way to get supplies to the Kingdom of Kush.
Yeah, so I would say yes, because the Sudanese, we don't have an airport yet. There's no infrastructure for that. So what we do, we have to go to Sudan, and because of Sudanese government assistance, such as helping us find the right suppliers, helping us find the right contractors, giving us visa to stay or to in and out. Yeah, they've been helping, but they didn't give us a recognition because Sudanese are they're just generous by nature, so they've been helping us based on that.
Well, let's talk about the infrastructure. You're creating an infrastructure. Like water is a necessity because the land is pretty much desert, correct?
Correct.
Is it minerally rich?
Yes.
What's there mineral wise?
We have a gold and diamond, and we have a oil and petroleum. We have a that's all. These are the main minerals that we use in even by ourselves as of now. The main income coming from gold.
So this land is rich, and I'm I'm still trying to get past this, and no one claimed it until you.
No, no one claimed it until us. Yes, after us, no recognized government claimed it after us as well. But we do have individuals who came by and passed by who claimed that, who didn't know about us. After some of them realized who we were and what we were doing, they reached out to us to be part of what we're doing. But to answer your question, no recognized government claimed this land.
Tell me about the creation of the infrastructure. What are you doing now?
What we're doing now, we are putting temporary homes, solar panels, and communication system. As of now, that's what we're doing exactly now. We open a new market that facilitates our trading and the way of life, just creating a life in there because it was a desert and there were no life before. So we are creating those things as of now.
This is so fascinating because I mean the average temperature, it gets hot there, it's about 104 degrees. So there's people there now.
Yes.
About who makes up your citizenry and where does your money come from?
The citizenship is a mixture of different nationalities. Majority of these citizens that are living there today coming from Egypt and Sudan, and these are the same tribe we spoke about, the Kushite and the Ababdas and some Nubians. And of course, some African Americans already moved there and living there now, some other African nations, and they live in there now. Now, however, we do have applicants globally of 7 million people who apply to become citizen of the Kingdom of Kush.
Where does this 7 million people come from? Meaning, what makes up the 7 million people?
We have Americans, we have Europeans, blacks from Europe, in Australia, in New Zealand, in the Caribbean, Brazil, and all over the world.
What's the benefits of getting a citizenship and a passport? I'm assuming you provide passports now?
Correct.
And what's the benefit?
The benefit is having a dual citizenship. It does have a benefit. For us, for example, you have ability to be part of the founding members of a new nation. And also you have ability to get a good contract because everything needs to be built and be part of the government of the Kingdom of Kush because as of now, some of the people who are applying, actually some of them are former government officials and they just think there is certain things that they couldn't do when they were in their countries, and they think they can make change in this country. So the benefit really is tremendous, is limitless.
How is this being financed?
It's been financed through internally. We do have what we call citizenship by investment program, and we're also trading gold that we have there, and well, that's how we've been financing the kingdom.
So this is a very costly endeavor.
Absolutely.
So all of this is coming from the gold or the citizens that are applying for passports or both?
It's coming from both. It's coming from.
Explain, please.
So when our citizenship by investment program is it's a finance-driven basis because the country itself is by merits. People become citizen by merits, and those who are.
What do you mean by merits?
So it's part of the contribution of what you can bring to the country to be able to help it build. That's what we call merits. You don't need to have the money to become a citizen, but you can be anything that you believe can contribute to the build out of the country, and you can still become citizen. That's what we made
Now,
merits.
I know there's a number of people in the world that are countryless, that don't have a country. Is that a part of the pool of people you're looking for?
Yes, they are part of it, but not just, we're not focused on these particular people, but they are part of it. What we focus on, who is able to help build the country. And that's what we insist to be merits. If you're a journalist and you be able to bring the awareness to the world, that qualifies you to become citizen of the Kingdom of Kush. If you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, we're building the Constitution. We're building the policies for each department. So these are qualities that can be exchanged for the citizenship.
What money do you use?
As of now, we have our own currency called Kush Alara, and we exchange it whenever we need it.
What does that mean?
Meaning where we have to buy supplies that people don't know about our currency or we cannot use it internationally, we convert it to that local currency where we are.
Is this on an international exchange?
No, it's not. That's what I mean about doing the conversion. The money is spent locally for now. We're not into international. Since the blockchain with all this crypto arrives, our currency became easily used because we can take a conversion from any exchange.
How many people live there now?
As of now, we have, it depends on the season because our people are very nomadic. When it's too hot, they may move towards Sudan or towards Egypt. But we have between between 300 and 20,000 people.
Say that again, please.
Between 300 and 20,000 people.
And all of these people consider themselves citizens of the Kingdom of Kush.
Correct.
And all of these people, even those in the nomadic tribes, now have registered as citizens of the Kingdom of Kush.
That's correct.
How did you sign up, quote unquote, 300,000 people?
We have a portal that we register our citizens when they become citizen.
Yeah, but we're dealing with a nomadic people, who the tribes that were there were nomadic. So how did you register? They don't have a portal.
Oh, yes, we do have a portal because we have a Starlinks there and we have our computers and phones and we log into it, we line them up and everybody comes and we register them.
So you have government offices there now?
Absolutely.
What's your governmental structure?
We are a constitutional monarchy.
Who's your king or queen?
Our queen now, her name is Queen Mother Dr. Deloise Blakely.
That sounds like a New York City name.
That's correct. That's if you remember the movie of Whoopi Goldberg, the Sister Act is based on the character of that woman. She's been working at the United Nations for the past 55 years. She's a humanitarian person, and her goal is to go around and helping women and children all around the world.
So does she live there now?
She goes there, but she doesn't live there now. She goes there and come back. She lives here in Harlem.
This is it's fascinating to me because since 1993, this country has been established. It now has 300,000 people. It has its own currency.
And 7 million applicants.
And 7 million applicants.
Yes.
And these applicants are paying an application fee.
Correct.
That goes to the government.
Yes.
But there's very little information about Kingdom of Kush public. Why is that?
Yes, because we intentionally didn't want to advertise. Because
whoa. Let's stop there.
Yes.
7 million, there's 7 million people that applied. How did the 7 million people find out about it?
Word of mouth. We never advertised on TV. I never took interview anywhere before. But
this is your first interview?
No. This is not my first interview today, but this year we start taking interviews. I have a few interviews, including BBC Africa, some other channels in places like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. We did the interview there as well. But before this year, we didn't take interviews. We just wanted to finish with our infrastructures first in the country because we don't want people to start moving there and get disappointed. And what we did since 1993 was we didn't start it with building homes. We started building children that actually were on the streets, the orphans, the neglected kids that running around African streets. So what we did, we went to 25 African nations and we collected these children, we recruit them, we rented homes, we hired mothers, not only to nourish them with food, but also to nourish them with motherly love. And these children today are a pillar of what we're building today. In their country, some of the children became ministers. And when I say ministers, over there, that's how they call it here. It's not minister of church, meaning secretary of any department.
Ministers of the government.
Ministers of the government.
Yeah.
And some of them are governors, mayors, lawyers, doctors, business people, military. So these children actually are those who are helping us to even acquire more land in 34 countries in Africa, including 4 full and separate islands to become Kingdom of Kush territorial land.
So what is your vision? Because you're the visionary behind all of this. Is that correct?
Correct.
Because you've been at this for 30 years.
Yes.
What is your vision for the Kingdom of Kush?
My vision for the Kingdom of Kush is I want the Kingdom of Kush to become a hope for especially the oppressed Black people around the world. My vision for this place is to be able to change the narratives that we've been putting on. We want to create our own narratives. And my vision is to one day to become the way Chinese and Arab became today, because Arab before the oil, they used to call them sand niggers. They were sand niggers. We were concrete niggers, but they were sand niggers back then until they discovered the oil and they were using their natural resource properly to benefit their people. Now we start calling them sheiks. Chinese before, you find any equipment, oh, this Chinese made, it's like, it's no good. But Chinese today became very powerful in the world simply because the revolution, the industrial revolution, China changed the economy. Chinese are in Africa. White people are in Africa. Everybody's in Africa except us who don't benefit from our own natural resources. And we think those who can actually bring that to life, with all due respect to all African diaspora, they are the one who we believe will bring this to life, specifically African Americans. We believe that they are the voice and they are not colonized by these colonizers. And they can speak up. Because if we can do something, I think we can speak.
So this is the pan-Africanist vision of all our forefathers coming to fruition. Do you have an army?
Army, I would say we have an army of peace for now.
No, the reason why I asked that is because, okay, you have oil, you have gold, you have diamonds.
Yes.
Now, once you start mining those diamonds in a large way, gold in a large way, oil in a large way, you got competing powers with competing interests. You got all sorts of fractionalized regional troublemakers. And we saw that with what's happening in Sudan, and even before the Janjaweed that killed people in South Sudan. So how do you protect this?
Yeah, as of now, yes, we do have law enforcement. We have a security that protecting our citizens.
So where did you get the money I'm still like, okay, you finance it yourself. You finance the army yourself.
Yes.
And if anybody makes a move on Kingdom of Kush is ready to defend itself.
Absolutely. Citizens over there all armed, and they're very patriotic, and they would do anything to defend that territory.
Okay, now, Brother Hawk, your brother, me, I wake up today and I say, I'm not married, so we'll speculate. I want to take my family to the Kingdom of Kush. I'm tired of America, tired of all this. What do I do?
You just contact our office.
Do you have an embassy here or a consulate here?
Since we're not recognized by the United States yet, we have a Kush house here.
Are you recognized by the United Nations?
We didn't start the process with the United Nations. However, we introduced the Kingdom of Kush in a formal process to the United Nations, even though we didn't ask for a seat yet. We've been given actually a seat on the Permanent Forum on People of African Descent at the United Nations. So we do have a seat there, but we're not a member state yet within the United Nations. So
are there nations that have recognized you?
yes, so far as we're speaking, we have 12 countries that recognize our passport.
What are those 12?
These are African nations, except the country called Indonesia.
Indonesia has recognized you.
It's one of
and
those.
11 African nations.
Correct.
What are the 11 African nations?
We have the Gambia, we have Burkina Faso, we have Niger, Mali, we have Benin, we have Guinea, we have Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, we have
So mostly Muslim nations.
we have Madagascar, we have Maldives.
Mhm.
It's not just Muslim nations. We do have
But the majority of them
majority of
are Muslim names.
Correct.
You name. I think there was only one that wasn't Muslim. But in any event, so you're a Muslim nation,
We're not a Muslim nation.
but the majority are Muslim.
Majority of our citizens are Muslims.
Okay, and the majority of nations that recognize you are Muslim.
Correct.
This is fascinating. You know, so when are you inviting me?
Well, you're more than welcome anytime.
Assuming anybody, Brother Abdullah, he brings his family there. Is there an infrastructure there to support his family? Can he, and this is a silly question. This is a silly question. And I said it was a silly question, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Is there a supermarket? Is there a market? Tell me what's there. Encourage the people to come.
Well, yes, we want to encourage people to come, of course, but we also have to be practical. Brother Hack, that's sitting in front of me, used to certain lives, and my other brother from, let's say, the South, who also used to certain lives, and other brothers and sisters from some African continent who used to certain lives, may be able to come. But the difference is some of us here in the US used to certain facilities. We do have an open market there. We have everything we need to sustain ourselves. However, some brothers may not, as you spoke earlier about the temperature. Some of them may say it's too hot for them. So if that's the case, we not encourage those brothers to come now. But those who used to hot weather from Texas or Arizona or wherever, they can find it easier to live. And we do have in our homes ACs. We have air conditioners whenever it's hot.
So you have homes, you have apartments, you have roads, you have water.
We have water, we have apartment, we have everything we need. The roads are there, but they're not paved roads.
So this is raw.
It's raw for now. So people with the small children, we will not recommend them to come yet.
No hospital.
We have clinic.
A clinic?
We have a clinic.
How often do you go?
I'm frequent.
Yeah.
I'm frequent.
I frequently go to the movies. Like, what does that mean?
That means maybe every other month I'm there.
Wow. This is fascinating.
Yes.
I think the poet Rumi once said, poets create nations and politicians destroy nations. So you're in the poetic stage right now.
Yes.
And this is raw. It's developing. It encaptures the vision of our forefathers, pan-Africanism, Islam. You're looking for people from all over the world to participate in the development of the Kingdom of Kush.
Correct.
And this year you will begin to advertise the Kingdom of Kush and the possibilities of people coming there to support its development?
Yeah, we started advertising already. Yes.
Tell me why I should come.
Well, if I want to tell you to come, somebody like you, and I say why you should come, I would say you should come for multiple reasons. One, Africa is our home. Two, Kingdom of Kush doesn't have a second-class citizen. Three, you don't need to be judged by the color of your skin. Four, you don't need to be reminded that you're African American. You are just American that happens to be from Africa. And five, you don't feel different. You feel home. Six, you can be what you used to be, which is kings and queens that we used to have in Africa. America had Black people before Christopher Columbus came here, but the history didn't tell us that. They want to remind us we came here because we were slaves, and we're challenging that. And I would say our own George Washington in the kingdom is us, the builders of a nation. And even though when I was writing the book Countrypreneur, we look into words, we couldn't find a school, not a name for people who are building countries. And again, we believe that African American always come up with something new. Even though our invention was stolen, we're creators. We are creators.
Before we part, I want to talk about the book and the term countrypreneur for all those. Please pick up this book by our brother Mansa. And what does countrypreneur mean?
Countrypreneur means the builder of a nation, a builder of a country. We know a common word called entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a person that's engaged in building enterprises and businesses. But when you look at people who build countries, there weren't a name for it. So we came up with the name Countrypreneur because our job here is not to create just companies and enterprises. Our job is to create country. And that's why we call it Countrypreneur, and that's the meaning of it, because there weren't word for it before. So we create the word Countrypreneur.
20 years from now, what do you see? Describe the Kingdom of Kush 20 years from now.
20 years from now, I think Kingdom of Kush will be the most technologically driven country in the world. We think 20 years from now, people will actually see the actual and physical Wakanda. 20 years from now, we think we will surpass Dubai. 20 years from now, we think we will surpass Singapore. Because simply we're taking the new technology, the new innovation to build it forward. We didn't have any back protocol we need to fight, such as the new countries. So anything we do it from the new technology moving forward.
Outside of visionary, what is your title?
My title, it's a servant to my people. I'm serving my people. Even though the meaning of the meaning of Mansa means sovereign or king. My role here was the head of the Royal Council of the Kingdom of Kush. But my job is much more responsibility than just sit somewhere and claim the title. So I serve my people. That is my title.
Brother, this is one of the most fascinating conversations I've had. And we've had a relationship for quite some time. And every time we talk, it just, in many respects, leaves me speechless. Before we part, let's tell our audience something about you. You trace your history back to Sudan, but you grew up in Brooklyn.
I was born in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't grow up in Brooklyn. I grew up in France.
Okay, you got to elaborate on that, brother. You know, so now we started in Sudan, we went to Brooklyn, and then we went to France.
Yeah, so when I left Brooklyn, I was born in Brooklyn. My father was in the Army, U.S. Army, and he was all over the places. So the time he was in Germany, he wants us to study in France. So he was between France and Germany, but I was staying in France studying. And from that, of course, we back and forth to the U.S. But from that, I went to Sudan and discovered this place and start to work with Sudanese. Of course, I get also some of my education out of Sudan. As a Muslim, when I converted to Islam, my first teaching coming from Sudanese people. And that shaped the way I think, the way I speak, the way I see things.
France, you studied Islam in Sudan.
Yes. I started in Sudan. I'd also studied in Saudi Arabia. And I became professor in Libya. So just all over the places.
So you were under Bashir. When you studied in Sudan, Bashir was president?
Yes, Bashir was president. I met him. I spoke to him about the Kingdom of Kush, what we were doing. He was a great guy to me when he he just got to the power then, and he was leading Sudan to where he's supposed to be going then. But I don't want to get into political things with Sudanese government because that would be interfering in somebody's internal affairs. I'm not doing that. But as a person, I was able to meet him in person and explain to him what we were doing. And he was very, very nice person to us and guided us. And we are grateful to him
To help
and to
with the
Sudanese
creation.
people.
To help with the establishment of the Kingdom of Kush.
No, he didn't help us with the establishment of the Kingdom of Kush. He was helping us, just giving us advice that African Americans should come home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you went to establish the Kingdom of Kush, you didn't talk to Bashir at all.
Well, I've been talking to him. At that time, we spoke to him, but he was telling us he was not able to officially engage with us because of the dispute between Egypt and Sudan on the Alaib side, Alaib and Shalatin side. So he couldn't help us officially, but unofficially, we receive a lot of help from Sudanese people.
And then you taught in Libya under Gaddafi.
That's correct.
And he was a friend of yours.
Yes.
What did you teach, and how long did you teach?
I was teaching international relations, and I teach for 5 years.
And you also then, after that, you worked on Wall Street?
Yes.
In what firm?
I worked for J.P. Morgan. I worked for Merrill Lynch. I worked for Franklin. Then we created our own fortune empire.
And then that led to 1993.
Oh, that's after.
After the establishment of the Kingdom of Kush, you worked on Wall Street.
Yes.
I guess you was trying to raise some money.
Not necessarily trying to raise money, but I want to understand how money functions, how money works, and what are the major role that will play within building a nation.
When did you get the ideas for pan-Africanism? It was always rooted in you, or is it something that came during this whole process that we just discussed?
No, Pan-Africanism was always rooted in me. Pan-Africanism was something that I think is necessary for the continent to unite, and that has been always my dream. And I think of those ancestors who started it, and I think they did incredible job to give us a shoulder to hop on. And I don't think I will feel good about myself not to be able to talk to my children what was my contribution to these efforts. And the Kingdom of Kush to me is part of the contribution to the Pan Africanism.
Brother, this has been one of the most enlightening conversations I've ever had. And I look forward to visiting the Kingdom of Kush. I look forward to development of the Kingdom of Kush and seeing what happens over the next 20 years, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So please give us your final words for the vision culturally, economically, spiritually for the Kingdom of Kush. This is I want you to leave a lasting word to the people.
So my final word here would be I'm calling upon anybody who stand up for justice, anybody who stand up for peace, anybody who stand up for unity, anybody who stand up to see Africa grow again, to join us in this journey, to be able to build an inclusive society, especially those of African Americans who built a country that doesn't recognize them. I'm calling upon all of them to build something that belongs to them. We have other communities who will go to their countries and get loans in a very cheap way and come back to America and buying and buying and buying and supporting political um, parties that making the law that continuously affecting African Americans. I'm calling upon all of them and all of us to hold hands and build something, have our own central bank, have our own what we call here Federal Reserve, where we can make decision on how much money we need to print and how we can support our brothers here with the voice but no economic power behind them, to be able to change the politics and policies that are affecting their life regularly. Because it's very sad to build a nation, and after you finish building it, calling upon those who maybe look like them to come in and those look like us to get out. And if African Americans who build this nation today will still continue to be judged by the skin of color, and other European nations just migrate here will have more favor than African Americans, and then the justice was not served yet. And in order for it to serve, we need economic power. And that's what I'm calling upon all my brothers and sisters to join us, to be able to build our own financial institutions and in our own jurisdiction where we can determine our own destiny.
So, brother, I want you to look in the camera, this camera right here, and tell brothers and sisters how they can contact you and how they can become a part of the Kingdom of Kush.
Yes. To contact us, you go to kingdomofkush.org. Kingdom of Kush. Kush is with K. .org. And you will find all our contact information there. And we're asking you to join us in this journey to build together, because we did it together when we have ourselves.
Are there offices here that they can visit? Do you have meetings that they can attend?
Yes, we're having an event coming up September 25th during the United Nations General Assembly. They will have information on that. We do have an office in One World Trade Center here in New York, 85th floor. We also have an office in Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. All these informations are on our website that people can go there, get information, contact us, and join us.
Brother, this is a very ambitious project, and may Allah be with you. I wish you all the success in the world. Inshallah, I will come. I'm very proud of what's happened already, and I'm looking forward to visiting.
Thank you.
You know,
We
Brother Mansa Suliman Al Kushi, this is his book. He came here to talk about the Kingdom of Kush. He's literally blown my mind, and it's been a fascinating conversation because, you know, as a people, we embrace pan-Africanism, Black nationalism, and all the economic theories that move us forward. Brothers and sisters, thank you for visiting us at the Oasis this week. We look forward to continuing these great conversations, inshallah. It's your brother Haq Islam. Assalamu alaikum.